Good morning students, this is Avijit sir. For this video we have the topic total internal reflection in a prism. This is from the chapter 4D of class 10 physics ICSE. We know that the material of the prism is glass and the refractive index is 1.5. We also know that the critical angle for glass air interface is 42 degree. This represents that whenever the light ray incident at an angle from glass medium at an angle more than 42 degree, that is greater than critical angle, then there is a total reflection of light. So first of all we consider the total internal reflection through a right angled isosceles prism with an angle 45 degree, 90 degree and 45 degree. So see, the function is to be deviate the light ray through an angle 90 degree when we keep the prism in that particular position as we have in the figure. We are considering that two light rays incidenting along PQ and P dash Q dash parallel to the surface BC, and those are incidenting on the surface AB normally. As those are incidenting normally, so those refracted undeviated, the refraction occur here and the light ray passes undeviated, and those are incident on those are traveling from this glass medium and incident on the surface AC with an angle 45 degree. So why the angle is 45 degree? Let's see. See here, the light ray is incident normally, that means 90 degree. So this angle is 90 degree and this angle is 45 degree. So this angle must be 45 degree. And if the normal is drawn here, so that means this total angle is 90 degree. Okay. So if this angle is 45 degree, then this angle of incidence is also 45 degree. The same thing for this line also, this refracting, this light ray, that is, it is also incident here on the surface AC with an angle 45 degree. 45 degree is the angle greater than the critical angle. As you know that 42 degree is the critical angle for the glass air interface. So as inside the glass it is incident with angle 45 degree more than the critical angle, so there is a total internal reflection. The light ray reflected totally and it is reflected by obeying the laws of reflection. So here the angle of reflection is 45 degree, this angle is 45 degree, and this ray which is incident here at the point is now deviate by an angle, this total angle 90 degree. The same thing for this ray also, it also deviate by the angle 90 degree. So this position of the prism, when the light rays incident like this parallel to the surface of this BC and incident on this surface normally, then those deviate by an angle 90 degree. Okay. Now if we place this prism in another position like this as we have in the figure, so here we have the deviation of the light ray through 180 degree by 180 degree. See how. So here the base is taken as the surface AC, and we are considering that light rays incidenting from the 2 point P and Q of an object, and the rays from P and Q incident normally on the surface AC. So as those are incident normally on the surface AC, so that's why those refracted and remains undeviated and strike here on the surface AB with an angle 45 degree. So now we will find that why this angle is 45 degree. That means the angle of incidence here is 45 degree. Okay, this angle, I am talking about this angle as it is mentioned here, this angle is 45 degree. That means this light ray making an angle with the normal 45 degree, this light ray also. So see how it is 45 degree. If you consider about this triangle only, so this is 45 degree and the light ray is incident normally, so this angle is 90 degree, so that this remaining angle will be of 45 degree. Now if the normal is drawn here, then this angle is 45 degree and the normal is a total of 90 degree. So this angle must be of 45 degree. So this is given here that this angle is 45 degree. That means those light rays, those passes undeviated when refracted on the surface AC, and now if when those are refracted incident on the surface AB, those incident with an angle 45 degree, and as 45 degree is greater than the critical angle 42 degree, so that's why there is a total internal reflection, and the light rays reflected totally toward this, and this light ray also reflected totally toward this direction, and those are now again incident on the surface BC. So those light rays, those reflected light rays are parallel to this surface AC, and as those are incident here on the surface BC, so the angle of incidence now again 45 degree. We can find out how this angle is 45 degree. See, for this triangle, this angle is 90 degree and this angle is 45 degree. Okay, as because this angle is 45 degree, so this angle is also 45 degree. That's why this angle is also 45 degree. Again, if you draw the normal, and we have this angle as 45 degree, and that's why this part is also 45 degree. So this incident with an angle 45 degree, and that's why it is reflected. Total internal reflection is there, so it is reflected by an angle 45 degree. And the same thing for this reflected ray also. So it is reflected here, and it is reflected toward this, and while incidenting on the surface AC normally, see, as it is coming like this, so it is normally incident on the surface AC, while it is to be emerges out from the prism. Okay, while it is to be emerges out from the prism, it is incident again on the surface AC from inside the glass prism, and as it is incident normally, so it remains undeviated and passes to the air. So now the light ray emerges along P dash and Q dash, as you can see, P dash and Q dash. So initially the light ray is incident in this direction, and now those are emerges toward this direction. So the deviation is, the direction is completely changed, so the deviation is 180 degree. Now we take the same position of the prism, but now we incident the light rays from different direction. See, and what we got here, the motive is to erect the inverted image without deviation. This is the motive. Let's see how. So first we are considering that two light rays coming from an object PQ, okay, which is shown, which is inverted. See, this is this arrow shown that the object is inverted. Initially it is inverted, so light rays coming from P incident on the surface AB, and from Q it is also incident on the surface AB. So what is the angle of incidence here? See, here this angle is 45 degree, and this is the normal, and this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so this is also 90 degree. If the light ray is incident here, and this incident light ray is parallel to this surface AC, if it is 45 degree, then this is the alternative interior angle is also 45 degree, and that's why this angle is 45 degree, and this angle is also 45 degree. So the angle of incidence, that is this angle and this angle, is found as 45 degree. So initially the light rays incident on the surface AB with an angle 45 degree. So those light ray enters to the material of the prism, and those actually refracted. That means the light rays inside the prism bent toward the normal. So there is a angle of refraction, and this angle of refraction, there is a deviation, so this angle of refraction is found as this R1, which is nearly equal to 28 degree. Okay, now those light rays coming to the surface AC and incident on the surface AC. So what is the angle of incidence when this light ray incident on the surface AC? So what is the angle here? So this would be the angle. See, if I draw the normal, then this would be the angle. Okay, so how we can find out this angle of incidence? Okay, how we will decide that whatever the angle here by which this light ray incident on the surface AC. So for this, see, this I, this is considered as I. So this is equal to 90 minus 17 is equal to 73. So if the normal is drawn here, okay, so this normal makes an angle 90 degree, and this part, see, this is the normal, and this part is 17 degree. How? I will say you. And this angle, which is the angle of incidence by which this light ray incident here, is 73 degree. So how it is 17 degree? How this angle is 17 degree? Because this one is a triangle, and for this triangle we have this angle 45 degree. This angle is also 45 degree, 90 degree, because normal is drawn here. Okay, normal is drawn here, so this angle is 90 degree, and plus there is a angle of refraction which is taken as 28 degree. That means this part, okay, I am talking about this part is 28 degree. So this total angle is 90 plus 28. So the remaining angle will be, for the triangle, will be 17 degree. So this is taken as 17 degree, and that's why the angle of incidence when the light ray incident on the surface AC is 17 degree. This angle is same for this ray also. So this 73 degree, which is the angle of incidence, that means this angle. I am talking about this angle, okay, this angle. So if the angle is 73 degree, greater than critical angle 42 degree, I mean 42 degree is quite less as compared to 73. So there is a total internal reflection. The light ray, when incidenting by the angle 73 degree, reflected totally toward this direction, and now it is again incident on the surface BC, as you can see. This light ray also incident on the surface BC. So when those incident on the surface BC, See this angle again we have 28 degree, by which those are incidenting on the surface BC. 28 degree. This is R2 is taken as 28 degree, nearly 28 degree it is taken. So the light ray is now emerging out from this glass material to air. So there is a refraction of light. That means the glass is leaving, the light ray is leaving the glass and entering to air, and that's why it goes from denser to rarer medium. So it go away from the normal, and that's why there is an increase in angle of refraction here. That means here it is R2, and this angle, which is this angle is again 45 degree, and the light rays are emerges parallel to this surface AC. But what is the difference? See, this is the light ray coming from the point P, and now it is below the point Q. Okay, so the light ray coming from Q is now is above from this light ray. So the emergent light rays are inverted. Okay, so the point are, the object is inverted. That means what is the motive, as we have taken to erect the inverted image. So whatever the inverted image, that is PQ, is now erected as a P dash Q dash. Okay, so this is it. Now we have the different type of prism. Total internal reflection through an equilateral prism. Equilateral prism means all the angles are of 60 degree. So there is one and only one position of the prism. So what is the motive here? See, to deviate a ray of light through 60 degree, exact 60 degree. That means the deviation is for 60 degree. Let's see how it is. First of all, we are incidenting the ray from P to Q normally on the surface AB. Okay, as all the angles are 60 degree. Now as it is incidenting normally, so there is no any deviation of light, and the light ray passes, when it is reflected it passes undeviated and incident here on the surface AC. So what is the angle of incidence here? See, this is the normal drawn, and this is coming toward this ray is coming and incident here. This angle is 90 degree and this angle is 60 degree. Okay, this angle is 60 degree and this angle is 90 degree. So this part is 60 degree, 30 degree, and as the normal is drawn here and this part is 30 degree, so that's why this angle is 60 degree. So this light ray is incident here by making an angle of 60 degree with the normal. That means the angle of incident here, the incident angle of incidence here when the light ray incident at this point is 60 degree, which is greater than the critical angle. The 60 degree is the angle of incidence which is greater than the critical angle 42 degree. So there is the light ray reflected totally. There is no any refraction. The light ray reflected totally. Total internal reflection is there, and the light ray reflected with an angle 60 degree. So what is the total deviation? See, it is the actual light ray, and it is now deviated like this. Okay, so the total deviation is 60 degree. You can easily understand that. See, this is 60, this is 60, and as this one is a line, so 180 degree, and this part is 60 degree. So this is the deviation, this is the actual path of the light, and this is the deviation which is 60 degree. Now we will study about the other type of prism. See, this one is also a right angled prism. Okay, but not isosceles. That means the angles are 30 degree, 90 degree, and 60 degree. Let's see. To deviate a light ray, this is the motive, to deviate the light ray through an angle less than 60 degree. Okay, let's see how. So this is the position of the prism. As you can see, we have, this is the position of the prism. Okay, this is the position of the prism. We are considering that a light ray is incident normally on the surface BC, as it is incident normally, so it passes undeviated and strike here on the surface AC at the point R. As you know that in the previous figure, as we have discussed about this, here when it is incident on the surface R, then the angle of incidence at the point R will be 60 degree. I am telling it once again how. See, this one is 60 degree, and this one is 90 degree, and this one is 30 degree. Okay, this part is 30 degree, and as this part is 30 degree and this is the normal, that is 90 degree is the total angle, so this part is 60 degree. So this light ray incident here at the point R with the angle 60 degree, which is greater than the critical angle 42 degree. Now it is reflected totally by making the same angle 60 degree toward S, and here at the point S it is incident by an angle 30 degree. Okay, this is incident by an angle 30 degree. How we can say? Because see, this is the normal which is parallel to this line. Okay, now see it. See this 60 plus 60 is see, this 60 plus 60 is 120 degree, and this is 90 degree. Okay, so the greater is only 30 degree. That means the angle is 30 degree greater. So this is a simple geometry that this angle is 30 degree. So now it is incident with an angle 30 degree. This 30 degree, which is the angle of incident at the point C, when the light ray incident at the point S. Okay, so this 30 degree is less than critical angle. This is less than 42 degree, which is less than 42 degree, that means less than critical angle. So there is no any total internal reflection. So simply the light ray refracted toward ST, and this is the glass material and this is air, so it is go away from the normal, as you can see. So for this, when this is 30 degree, that is this light ray incident here with an angle 30 degree, so this emergent angle, the angle of emergence is nearly equal to 49 degree, which is actually 48.59. so I have taken that one as 49 degree for this 30 degree. Okay, now the deviation is less than 60 degree, as we have said. Let's see, find out the deviation. The deviation is less than 60 by 19 degree. Why 19 degree? Because here the partial deviation here for this interface only, see, it is 30 degree and it is 49 degree. So 19 difference of 19 degree, 49 minus 13 difference of 19 degree, and here the deviation is 120 degree. Okay, so sorry, it is not 120 degree. Let's see. Okay, see this. See, this is the deviation, na? The light ray, actual light ray is toward this, and this is the deviation. Okay, now this deviation is 60 degree. Okay, because this one is 120 degree and this one is 60 degree. Okay, this part is 60 degree, 60 degree. But here, as there is a little more deviation of 19 degree. Sorry, this one is 41 degree. Let's see. See this ray is go little bit toward the away from the normal, so there is a less, that means whatever the deviation, now it is less by 19 degree. So the 60 degree of deviation is now subtracted from 90 degree, and we got the actual deviation, which is less than 60 degree, is 41 degree. You can easily understand, use the geometrical idea. Okay, now come back to the next, the condition for no occurrence of total internal reflection. So we have the two prisms, and we have the two incident rays from two different directions. See, for this prism, the position of the prism are same. For this, the light ray is incident normally from P and Q, from P to Q, and it is remains undeviated and incident here on the surface R with an angle 30 degree. So that's why there is a refraction, simple refraction, no total internal reflection. Now here we are again considering the light ray incident from the surface A, on the surface AC with an angle 90 degree, normal incident, and it is now incident when it is coming undeviated and incident on the surface AC with an angle 30 degree. So there is also a simple refraction of light, no total internal reflection. Now see the special condition here, the total internal reflection when incident normally, see, incident normally on hypotenuse close to the base, that means somewhere near the foot or near the base of the prism. See, this is the light ray incident on the hypotenuse near the base. Okay, so this PQ is the light ray incident normally. It is now passes undeviated and strike on the surface BC, not on AB. Okay, it is strike directly on BC with an angle 60 degree. See how it is 60 degree, because see, this one is 90 degree and this is 60 degree, this is 90 degree, this 60 degree, and this one is 30 degree, and that's why this part is 60 degree. Okay, so it is incident here at the point R with an angle 60 degree, and this 60 degree is greater than the critical angle, so there is a total internal reflection, and the light ray is reflected toward this point, and it is incident here at the angle 30 degree, and this 30 degree at the point S is less than, this 30 degree is less than the critical angle, so there is a simple refraction of light toward the T. So what is the total deviation here? See, when, if you consider about the previous case, when we found that the deviation is 41 degree, less than 60 degree, and at that time the light ray is actually incident like this. Okay, you can see the previous figure, and now it is here, see this one. Okay, so this is added. So what is the total deviation? This 120, this is 120. Okay, 120 plus 41, so the total deviation is what I say, plus 60, that is 161 it is. Okay, it is not 101, it is 161, because this part is 120 and from this to this there is a 41 degree of deviation. So overall deviation is 161. You can use the geometrical idea. Now in this phase we have the total reflecting prism as a plane mirror. So we are using this total reflecting prism in periscope to deviate the light ray by 90 degree. Okay, this is also used in binoculars to deviate the light ray by 180 degree for the first and second figure, as we have seen. See, this one is the first figure, light rays deviated by 90 degree, okay, and used in periscope. And this one is the second figure, light rays deviated by 180 degree, okay, 180 degree used in binoculars. So why it is convenient to use this reflecting prism in the place of plane mirror? Because 100% light is reflect back in total internal reflection without loss of light energy, as in simple reflection through the mirror there is, in simple reflection some light is absorbed. So this is it for the class. Thank you.